Now this is what I am going to call the beginning. It's not really the beginning. This is technically a hit, a WebBot hit, but it's going to be the beginning of the overall picture of the WebBot hit to come. Now let me start off by giving you a little news story here today from Russia Today, and then I'll go into the word for word sentences of the WebBot report from several reports ago, which was basically 2011. So here's the first part from the news today. Spanish town of Catalonia to declare or trying to declare independence from Spanish government. They are proclaiming autonomy, citing multi-million-dollar tax plunder from them. They say the economic policies of the Spanish government are not helping Catalonia or Spain, and that they are not treated fairly by the tax system. Scotland and Quebec, Canada, are also talking about similar ideas. Regarding Quebec, just days ago, they just had a separatist party become a minority in the Canadian government. And their belief is that areas just like Quebec, for example, should be broken up and separated from the Canadian government and be of their own system of government, away from Canada. Stop taxing us, stop spending money on these wars, stop bailing out the banks, stop printing money out of control, stop devaluing our dollar. We're voting for you because you keep promising change. Trust me, Obama's not the first and only person to promise change. They all do. Get elected, and then let's just do what we always do. Spend, 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 because I don't want to be in charge when all hell breaks loose. I'm just going to spend our way out of this. And hopefully I'll make it long enough to where I can retire before this happens and everything collapses, and then we'll just blame it on whoever's in charge at that point. I'll be long gone. You ain't going to have to mess with me. You know, hopefully the people won't know I did this. So rather than get to that point, this group, the Separatist Party, has now finally become a minority in the government. So what happens if it becomes all of a sudden a majority in the government? Well, in that case, they may get their way, huh? Can't have that. So you would probably expect a false flag attack to stop that from happening and declare martial law in Canada or wherever else this happens. But they have the right idea. Go, don't fight the government, don't pick up a gun, don't try to do that. You don't have to. Just make them irrelevant. Don't go by their system. If they are supposed to be for we the people, and we the people control the country, we say what's right and wrong, we put the rules out there, and then those who are supposed to enforce them that we vote for, we're not going to force that on that guy because that's our banker friend. We're not going to do what we promised you we would do to get in office, which was not do the banker bailout, but now that I'm in here, I'm going to do it anyways, etc. Do we have any recourse? Can we pull senators and congressmen out? No, we can't. Can't do it. So you're stuck with them. Oh, well, we'll vote them out next time. Meanwhile, they just drove the country off a cliff. Well, we'll show them next time. I'm switching from Democrat to Republican, damn it. And they drove it further off the cliff. Well, I'll teach him next time. I'll go. What? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Back to the Democrats? You already got pissed off. You switched to the Republicans, right? And then they did it. Well, maybe they just had a bad Democrat, so let me go back to the Democrats. It's even worse. So wherever you go, doesn't get better. How about, bye-bye government, you're not listening to us. We are now seceding away from you. We're creating our own government. And in this case, Catalonia only consists of a few thousand people for the population. Doesn't matter, they're still being taxed. Nothing that they're being taxed for is benefiting them whatsoever. Isn't helping them. It's not even helping the country. They're tired of it, and they're saying that's enough. Not only that, the people in Scotland are doing the same thing, or in the process. And Quebec just had their party, the Separatist Party, now is a minority. And their whole reason for calling themselves the Separatist Party is because they want to separate this area, mainly Quebec, because that's where these people are out of, away from the government, because the government is out of control. As a matter of fact, all governments are out of control right about now. So what would another word for what is happening, what I just read you, what would another word or phrase for that be? Oh, I'm going to tell you, and it's coming right out of the WebBot report. Self-organizing collectives. And if you read what the definition from the WebBot is, it is exactly what's going on here. And to even more of a level, more community-based, more for the community, help the community, grow locally, food in the community, organic of course, naturally, do stuff locally in the community, keep our own little mini economy right here locally. That's part of it. Having said that, let me go ahead and read you this webbot. The data sets have some areas of bright spots in that certain indicators are that in late 2011 and early 2012 there will be several self-organizing collectives that will become visible across the planetary media due to their succeeding at very difficult endeavors, not succeeding, but succeeding at very difficult endeavors in our particularly challenging days. Exactly what Spain is saying. And we're waiting to see someone succeed. Wait a minute, the Separatist Party just became a minority in the Canadian government. That's a little bit of succeeding if I ever heard of it. That's a step, right? For sure. The importance of the self-organizing collectives reaching this level of visibility is a temporal marker. Temporal marker. So this hasn't fully been fulfilled. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I say you just barely heard the news, is what I'm saying. But the thing in Spain is pretty mainstream at the moment. So I can't wait for someone to stand up, as another Webbot report said would happen, and say, hey, I'm in Spain, we're dealing with these terrible austerity and massive unemployment. Why don't we do what Ireland did, or excuse me, Iceland did? Huh? Yeah, they did not bail the bankers out. They told them to get lost. They're actually trying to prosecute them currently. They fled the country, the bankers. They told them no, they're not bailing them out, and now their economy is in massive recovery mode, and their unemployment has drastically shrunk. It's doing phenomenal. Their GDP is rising to a level nobody thought was even possible, according to the head of the IMF, Mrs. Old Christine Lagarde. Even her. Why are we doing that in Spain? And then you're gonna have all the guys, the head, you know, whoa, and in their mind they're gonna be gritting their teeth. Oh, why did he ask that question? Why did he say that? Who gave him the microphone, damn it? Because I can't answer that. I have to continually tell you that I didn't even hear what he said, and we need austerity, job cuts. We're going to privatize parts of Spain to give to the elite bankers so they give us more money. Don't tell them that there's an option we just don't have to pay the bankers back because they're the ones who caused the problem. No, we can't go there. But the Webbot said we should see something like that coming out of Spain, and it's going to be like a pin. You can hear a pin drop hit the floor. Uh-oh. Oh, no, he didn't say that. That is the solution, and it was on mainstream media. Oh, my God, everybody heard it. Hey, why don't we do that, what Iceland did? Why, that seems like a good idea. No, we don't want that. Having said that, nothing I read in this article or heard from Russia Today said that this had something to do with Iceland. I want to just make that clear. But it is exactly what Iceland has done to the bankers and got rid of them. They didn't need to dismantle their country into certain little areas like this they're trying to do in Spain and Quebec, because the government realized, okay, we're not going to win this, let's just do what these people want, and it worked fabulously. But when it doesn't work, then you have to take the next step, such as what they have done in Quebec and trying to do right this second in Spain, over in Catalonia, which is, we're leaving your government system. This is no longer part of Spain, this is something new, etc. We will have our own leaders, we will have our own Congress, we will have our own system here, and none of you are invited, basically. So this I'm sure is what this Webbot's talking about. But it says this idea of what I just explained, this news I'm giving you right now, is a temporal marker. So I think maybe more of this. Then again, maybe this is it that it's talking about, regarding as being a temporal marker for the flooding, literally water flooding, and subsequent populist movements, as well as just being bits of good news for the most part, which this is good news as far as what I just told you, not the flooding. So it is a temporal marker for the flooding and subsequent populist movements, as well as just being bits of good news for a change instead of bad news. This is also the point in which the new lands subset of the Terra entity within the Webbot report is shown as is shown as intruding on the global population awareness as both new lands and new lakes emerge. In other words, hey, never heard about that. What was that thing about this 2012 date again? Even if it's a year or two later, I don't care if it's a stroke of midnight, December 21st, 2012 mine calendar, nothing happened today. It's already happening. Have you already seen the 7.9 earthquakes we had here recently? Again, over 600 earthquakes. I forgot where they said that was at just a couple days ago or today. Normally there's like 100 and something every day, smaller ones, you know, not really nothing to worry about. And now all of a sudden it's spiking to like 600 plus a day. Something's going on. Now, next thing. As model space is progressed past late summer 2012, there are several pockets of supporting aspect/attribute sets suggesting that a very large self-organizing collective, such as what I just read you, will emerge in valleys in Greece, the country of Greece, that will become the first of this century's, the year 2000, that century till 2100, new city-states. It is a key word in the webbot known as new city-states. Self-organizing collectives. If this thing happens in Quebec, that is a new city-state. If this happens in Catalonia, Spain, that is a new city-state. And currently it is now in our face as them trying to get this done. Maybe they won't succeed, but it's the first time we're hearing that they're trying. Which is, in my opinion, a webbot in the making, a webbot hit in the making. This is exactly what they're talking about. This sovereign individuals theme, again, self-organization, organizing collective, theme is found in most of the data entities within the webbot report as model space is moved past March of 2012. The formation of support grows slowly but very steady and at a rate that consistently increases as model space is moved through 2012. The sovereign individuals philosophy movement, or whatever, will be credited with getting on its own 2 feet in Greece, the country Greece. The data sets show that the rise of the visibility of this sovereign independent group movement, etc., will be rising in the local to the EU zone, or in the locale, if you will, to the EU zone press media from March 2012 onward, with a first blush or bloom, if you will, of the discussion coming in April. Now, granted, we're in September now. That was a few months ago. Does that mean there wasn't something on the news then that talked about it? No idea. Is the webbot perfect on its dates? No. Is it good on what it says is going to happen? Yes, most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. This is a prime example of just such a thing. Dates, not quite exactly what you were waiting for, but exactly what it said to look for, boom, in your face. So, I continue to listen to the webbot report, I read it, I study it, I try to remember as much of it as I can, and when I see something in the news that hits me, bingo, that was in the webbot report, I'm coming out here to do a quick video. So, that's it. This is going to be somewhat of a movement. The New World Order can try as they might to have their one world currency and everything else. They may try to cause the big World War III to stop just such a movement, cause a false flag to get everybody involved in that war, and totally forget about the sovereign city-state, whatever they call it, movement. Which is a simple outcry of, hey, government, you're not doing what you're told to do. I'm trying to protest. You throw me in jail. You put me on a blacklist. You don't even allow me to protest. Now I'm gonna have to take action. Except the action isn't picking a gun up and killing them. The action is, hey, let's get a group of people where I live, in my county, my state, whatever, sign here, little door to door, hey, sign here if you want to secede away from the corporate government because they're out of control. Oh, okay. And the next thing you know, you have a massive amount of signatures, and you take it to the state, 80% of the population says they want to do this, the ball's in your court. Oh, no, we can't do that, we can't do that. Okay, we'll do it without you. Have a nice day. That's how it's going to happen. So, hopefully the state, again, we put you in power, we voted for you, and if the entire populace of your state or area or whatever decides we've had enough of the corporate fascist government games across the globe, I'm not just talking about America, everywhere, you deserve and have the right to change something new. Why? Because it is in your Constitution. It was signed in the Declaration of Independence to do just such a thing, basically. That's America. Elsewhere, it doesn't matter. History prevails, and history tells us that it's going to happen anyways, regardless of if it was signed in the Constitution of their country or signed into law. It doesn't matter. You can only be taking your country apart, fascist government, the merger of corporate and state powers, taxing the crap out of people, massive austerity measures. I just read they wanted to put people in Greece on a 6-day work week while implementing massive austerity. More work, same pay, less free time for you to spend with your family and stuff. Just keep working so we can pay back the banker bailout that Greece received, that in no way, shape, or form could their entire population ever afford. But it only went to pay back the bankers. That's who it pays back every time. You need to do the Iceland thing and tell the bankers to screw off, and that'll solve it. Because no one's really doing that for the most part, it's going to lead to this. We're seceding away from the union, we're creating our own area, blah, blah, blah. It's going to happen. Anyways, take care.